Words from our mouths. James, it's time to whittle away another hour or so with talking absolute bollocks. How the devil are you?
I am well. How are you?
I am, yes, I am. Stuff and things
Almost
of stuff.
answered.
I almost, you
Almost
nearly got me,
answered.
actually. You caught me a little bit off guard. I didn't expect you to ask me how I was.
How are you?
I'm sad, actually, James. I'm sad.
Why are you sad?
I'm sad because my guinea pig died.
We are gathered here today to mourn the passing of Gertrude II?
Gertrude Perkins II. Please address her by a proper title.
Of Gertrude Perkins II. She lived a long and fruitful life as a guinea pig, eating lots of carrot.
Celery was
that is
a
your
favourite,
excuse
actually.
to spam carrot.
Oh, no. Damn it, Thessaly, stop it right now. I know what you're doing.
That is literally pushing the button just instantly stops, isn't it?
Calling people out mid-action.
I am sorry to hear your guinea pig.
It's okay.
It
was the old one, yeah. She lived way past her time, to be honest. About a year past. But I mean, that makes her like 400 years old in guinea pig years or something like that. She was ancient. She got to a point, actually, where she was losing her hair and it wasn't regrowing. Like apparently that's a thing when they get old for some guinea pigs. I don't know.
Bald guinea pig.
Yeah, well, I mean, she wasn't bald, but it was very thin. It's like me. I'm not bald, but I've got a big patch on my head. Like,
it's a helicopter landing pad.
Yes, I do have a very shiny landing pad, actually.
We were annoying a boss today by trying to colour his in when he wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, well, people draw on mine when I'm at work. If I'm sat on my break, they come in with marker pens and they draw like crowns and smiley faces.
We were just trying to colour his in so it matched better.
That's nice. You're doing him a favour.
Except he's got obviously starting to go quite grey hair, and we were using black Sharpie.
Just highlight the fact that he's got grey hair. Then that's very nice.
I did get a text about 10 minutes ago saying the fucking Sharpie won't come off, you bastards.
Yeah, Sharpie doesn't come off. Luckily for me, they only attack me with dry white markers, so it'll sweat off really. So yeah, but guinea pig gone. Very sad. Ceremoniously placed her in the wheelie bin today.
Oh, really?
I mean, what else am I going to do? I don't have a garden to bury her in or anything like that, you know. It's not.
Yeah. We did quite a nice. Go on.
I was going to say I can't cremate her unless I stick her in the oven, and I don't want to do that.
Dinner's up.
I don't.
We did quite a nice thing for our collie when he died, because when my parents' house they have a dog flap because it's easier than opening the door, and whenever he used to sleep, because he was quite old. He was 16 when he passed.
Oh.
We had 2 memory foam beds for him in different spots, and a memory foam sofa.
Wow.
He likes memory foam.
Yeah.
We know he likes it. It's a little dog sofa, obviously. It was really cute. He used to lay on it and put his head over the armrest.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Really cute. And during the day, he'd sit in them happily all day, all long. But the moment it came to night, and we went to bed, we'd hear him go outside. And he used to sleep in like an outside shed. All sheds are outside, but we called it the outside shed because we had the main shed, but there was like a little lean-to one where I used to keep my bike when I was younger, so you could grab it out quicker and all that lot, and the bin stayed in there and that sort of thing. There was one slab in there he used to lay in for some weird reason. Middle of winter, freezing cold, 16-year-old dog lays on the cold slab. So when he passed, we got him cremated and put into a little parcel thing, and that's under the slab now.
Oh,
because that was his spot where he slept, so that's his spot where he still sleeps.
That's really cute. It's always sad when pets go. It's one of the inevitabilities of being a pet owner that unless you get like a dinosaur, you're going to outlive your pet.
Turtle,
thank you.
Puppets.
Something more sensible. Thank you for thinking of something that lives a long time. Had a complete brain fart when we did.
Well, some parrots live like 40 years.
Yes, yeah, they do actually. African greys live a while.
We used to have an African grey. He was called Ducky. But we had to get rid of him.
I used to live with one called Jasper. He's still going. Jasper Parrot.
I remember him.
You remember Jasper? Oh, yeah.
I remember hearing him.
Yeah, that's right. Did he tell you to fuck off?
I never heard it clearly. I could just hear parrot noises or bird noises in the background. I didn't even know it was a parrot, to be honest.
Yeah, it was.
That's when you lived with your menagerie, obviously.
Yes, yeah. He was named Jasper, and he would tell people to repeatedly fuck off. And honestly, he's just all around great. You can wave at him, and he'll wave one of his legs back at you. It's so cute.
Speaking of, have you ever seen an owl's legs?
Yes, I saw the picture that was posted the other day. It's horrifying and excellent at the same time.
If anybody hasn't seen it and is confused, Google owl's legs. You will be absolutely horrified and fascinated.
They look like they're wearing trousers, like long johns. They're wearing long johns. They're prepared.
Where's the bird? It's got a head, then legs. There's no bird.
The rest just feathers.
It's weird.
Yeah.
What I was going to say about Tucky. Tucky had this weird habit because initially when we got him, he used to live in the dining room next to the phone.
Oh, okay.
Back in the days of the landline, obviously.
Oh, would he imitate the phone ringing noise?
And he worked out if the landline made a noise, people run over to it. And he was next to it. So if you're on the phone, you normally like play with the bird, play with the cage sort of thing. You quite like being stroked. Or bite you, either way.
Yes, they're very changeable.
Sometimes while stroking him. You stroke him, he'd bite you, and then get annoyed to stop stroking
do that thing, don't they?
What the fuck are you on about?
They like bow their head, don't they, to offer it you to stroke them. Yeah. And then they're okay for 2 seconds, and then they go... That's a dog noise, but they do the same thing.
He would very much just jab his head towards you, saying he wants to be stroked. And you'd stroke him, and then he'd bite you, so you'd stop stroking him, he'd start jabbing his head, like, why have you stopped?
I know, yeah.
You fucking bit me!
Was he one of those where if you got the tip of your finger, though, he wouldn't let go?
No, he just used to gouge with the beak. He used to try and get as deep as he could and draw blood every time.
What a bastard.
Vicious little fucker.
You can't help but love him, though. You can do anything they want to you.
And then we taught him England songs during the World Cup one year.
Oh, that's they're so clever, birds. I actually love birds. I miss my granddad's old pigeons.
Racing pigeons?
Yeah, he had racing pigeons.
Yeah, I like racing pigeons. They're so clever.
They really are.
But so all year long we had Football's Coming Home sung over and over again in the house. We also did teach him slightly more offensive songs like 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup. He got taught as well.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Just to make sure to make all your guests and visitors uncomfortable.
It was quite clear, that one as well. To be honest, coming home, you just recognise the tune. He wasn't clear on it. He wasn't great at speech. But no, except for 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup, he got that crisp. We're like, oh, for God's sake.
Of course, they always pick up the crisp ones.
It's like when you've got a little kid and you accidentally swear. Just look at you and go, fuck.
My youngest has... Oh, whoa. What happened to that? I had a weird bubble in my throat then.
Stroke.
Yeah, something like that. My youngest, he has speech problems. He doesn't form words very well. The words he does form properly are obscene. So he might struggle to say, like, I need a pencil or something like that. It'd be very difficult for us to translate what he's saying. But if he drops something and says, oh, for fuck's sake, then it's very clear.
Crystal.
Yeah, it's like he struggles with the noises at the front of his mouth. So he tries to form all the sounds at the back. And so F's, B's, P's, M's, things like that are difficult for him. Except for the word fuck. Why is that? Why is that? But then again, I suppose it's like universal though, isn't it? Like, no matter what language someone speaks, they will tell you to fuck off.
It's the most important. It's the second most important and versatile word in the English language.
And the first most important is
shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Name me a sentence that is not improved with the word shit or shitting or whatever.
Well, I mean, there are sentences that are definitely not improved by it. Like
like what?
Well, there was lots of food and shit on my plate.
There's food and grass shit, like leaves and shit. There you go.
All right. Okay.
That worked,
if you change the shit to be like the sort of...
Yeah, it doesn't have to be an excrement, but just the use of the word shit.
Okay, yeah.
It will fit in any sentence.
It is very versatile, yes.
Commoners, I challenge you to find me a sentence that the word shit does not fit in, and I will make it fit.
All right. There's your challenge.
It's pretty good. There's very few... there's a couple of people I found before make fuck really hard. Normally involving kids.
Oh, good lord.
They try and make it like that, and you can sometimes get away with them. Oh, fucking kids is okay. As in, oh, the fucking kids. You're annoyed at them. But you change that one slightly.
That. Yeah.
And then you go inside.
You do. In with the nonsense.
Every time I hear that word, I get a football song stuck in my head.
Oh, stop it with football songs now. There's no football yet. Oh my God, did you see the England result? Did you watch the game?
We're not discussing the England result.
You
don't want to talk about football. You don't want to talk about football. We're not talking about football.
No, I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's so funny. It's hungry.
It's one of those ones. It did make me laugh because those people are annoyed and all that lot. I don't actually see it as that bad a result.
Okay.
Because nobody gives a shit about this tournament.
All right. Why?
It's just they started this tournament like 4 years ago to try and get more international football, more people excited for it, and everyone goes, fuck off. We got the Euros from we get the Euro. They do it the same year as the World Cup for some reason. They don't offset it, so we end up having 2 tournaments.
Yeah.
In the same summer. When I was like, well, obviously, granted, the World Cup's not in summer; it's in November because it's in Qatar and it's stupidly hot. But
God,
it's
could
just
you imagine playing football in summer there?
In Qatar, yeah, exactly. That's why they're doing it in November when it's only gonna average like 32, not 50.
It's so stupid. Oh, it's cold today. It's 32. I best put my jumper on. Are you mad? It was 16 degrees the other night, and I was dying.
See, this is why you need to live near the coast, mate. This is why Plymouth is better than anywhere else in the country.
It's always windy.
Yeah, we've always got a breeze. Today it hit 27, and it was, if you were stood in the sun, like, just not moving, baking in the sun, yes, it was probably quite hot. But, like, working, today was fine. We haven't got aircon or anything like that. We just got the doors open, bit of breeze going through. Lovely.
Just create a wind tunnel, channel the breeze through.
We did get ice cream as well, actually.
I haven't had ice cream since I had toothache 2 years ago.
It was a proper whippy ice cream as well.
I've not had one of those for even longer, actually.
They are the best. The ice cream van came past, we looked at it, me and the guy I work with, Lance, looked at each other and we both went, yeah, okay, we're getting ice cream. We didn't have to say anything, we just looked at each other like, okay, we're getting ice cream.
There's something universal about the sound of the ice cream van, though.
But the best thing is we went around the corner to go to ask, because I was going to buy them initially, to ask the boss if he wanted one, and then I didn't even have to say anything, he just gave me a tenner to go get us ice cream. So,
well, everyone's in the mood for it.
He knew when we turned up. Yeah, it was one of those, the breeze had died a little bit, so it was getting warm. It wasn't hot, but it was getting warm. And it was just like, ooh, ice cream. The guy timed it perfectly. Like every single person on the estate went out to get ice cream.
My technique for cooling down, though, is very rarely eating ice cream. Only because I was put off by my broken tooth that just hurt no matter what went in my mouth. But sweet stuff in particular. And cold sweet stuff, my God, that was like hospitalisation levels of pain.
Ice cream.
But it's worth it, I suppose.
The argument is invalid.
But my technique to cooling down is just having a really hot shower, because when you get out, everything feels cold.
Mine is drinking generally cider in the sun and enjoying it, because we don't get much hot days in the UK, and you've got to fucking enjoy them. Stop whinging, you bastards.
I would rather more cold days. I would rather get rid of the hot days and have cold.
We get fucking enough cold days.
No, we don't. We don't get enough cold days.
You don't have doors open when it's cold. It snowed in the workshop this year.
It snowed in the workshop.
Because the direction it was blowing, it blew into the workshop. Like, there was snow in the workshop.
You might have, like, malfunctioning building.
A roof issue. No, obviously big roller doors to get the cars in, and it snowed about 4 foot into the workshop, and it's just like,
I guess we're working in snow now.
It is snowing in the workshop. We went to the boss, it's snowing in the workshop, and we officially cannot work. And he was like, fuck, you go back to work, you bastards. He's like, it snowed 4 foot in the workshop. You're 20 foot away from the door. I was like, yeah, but it's snowing in the workshop. I stand there to smoke. It is unsafe for me to smoke, therefore I'm going home.
Unsafe for you to smoke in the snow,
actually,
James.
We agreed, therefore we're going to the pub, which he was almost convinced by.
You can't do
that
to
as well. It was just like, it's snowing in the workshop, we need to go to the pub. And he's just like, no, we're not going to the pub. Fun. I may be drinking cider at the minute.
May or may not, can neither confirm nor deny.
May or may not be blood orange flavoured and extremely nice.
I may be drinking more Coke Zero. I may or may not have a caffeine addiction. We'll cross that
£6
bridge.
for 4 cans.
Yeah.
Fucking co-op.
Is that good?
No.
Oh.
The non-blood orange, the normal Thatchers that was next to it, was like £4 for 4 cans. It's just because they brought this out a couple of weeks ago, and every single time I've gone in that shop, they've always been sold out. Today was the first time I saw it in stock. I actually saw the guy stocking the shelf with it.
So you panic bought blood orange cider?
I didn't panic buy. I only bought 1 case of it. I thought, oh, cider, I've been wanting to try that.
It was
I had gone in to buy
some, so you bought some because it was in stock.
I'd gone in there to buy some form of alcohol, and I went, oh, I want to try that one, and it's in stock, so I'll buy some.
Is this the end of your working week, or do you just need something to get you through the hump day?
Yeah, just got to survive.
I was talking to someone about the amount of sleep to get in one of the Discord servers, and he was
more
saying,
than 4 hours, I'm jealous.
Well, he was saying he's only been getting 3 to 4 hours a night, and he's struggling to do. He's a teacher, so it's like stressful work as well. And he was saying it's just not been enough. And I said, yeah, I get about 3-4 hours on average a night, and by Friday I'm barely human. And then, well, Jay popped
barely
up.
Barely human anyway.
Well, exactly. But Jay popped up then saying that if he gets anything less than 6 on any one night, he can't function for the day. And I was just like, how can you have that little of a tolerance to like no sleep? You know, do you never just stay up for the sake of staying up? Do you never just lie awake thinking? Do you ever play that game, James? Actually, where you just lie looking at the time, going, if I go to sleep now, I get 5 hours. If I go to sleep now, I'll get 4 hours 45 minutes.
Or normally it's like I'm on my phone, like not really asleep, so I'm on YouTube and I'm like, well, it's only another 10-minute video. That means I'll get 5 hours 47 minutes sleep if as soon as this video finishes I fall asleep.
And then there's just another 10-minute video as a suggested video at the end of your video, and it's like, well, I'm on rabbit holing now.
It's only 10 more minutes. It's only 10 more minutes. I've been here for 4 hours. I've got work in 10 minutes. It's like, shit.
I've not had any. I can have a 3-minute nap and be totally refreshed.
What's the longest you've gone without sleep?
48. Between 48 and 50 hours. I don't know exactly.
I managed 4 days.
Oh, okay. No, I've never done that.
I don't know how. It wasn't deliberate. I just couldn't sleep.
Well, that's a different thing, isn't it? I would hate to have insomnia.
I was just laid there in bed like. Doo.
I think there's a bit of a misconception about insomnia where people believe that you just don't feel tired. That's completely the opposite of what it is. It's like you feel tired as anybody, probably more tired, but you cannot sleep.
Yeah, one of those 4 days was when I was with my missus and she was next to me, and she made a cup and was like, did you have a good night? I was like, nope, not slept. She said, what do you mean you not slept? I was like, literally not slept at all. That's why there's pen all over your arm. I got bored. Sorry. Playing Dr. for Freckles. I didn't actually do that, but I got tempted at one point.
Have you found what works for you when you can't sleep?
Alcohol.
Drink yourself into a coma.
Chain smoke like 3 fags. Have a quick drink and I'll be fine.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, there are worse ways of doing it.
Anything with chain smoking is generally bad.
I used to have trouble sleeping when I worked evenings. I don't think it was.
Did you try chain smoking?
Nights. No, I've never smoked actually, so no. I've never even. I held a cigarette once.
Don't start. Nobody start smoking. Nobody start smoking. It's bad for you.
No. I'm just saying. I held a cigarette once for someone. It wasn't lit or anything. They said hold that while they put the jacket on or something. So I did, and my hand stunk for like 3 hours. I was like, how can you? Why would you? I don't understand.
I got really bad stains on my fingers at the minute from it. Where you hold the cigarette between 2 fingers, the nicotine stains your hand.
Ugh.
You know when you go into like an old house, like one that's been smoked in for years, and all the walls are yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my fingers look like.
Oh, gross! I can't.
On the inside knuckles. So if I hold my hand together, you can't see it. The moment you open my hands, you can see.
You know what's bad though is like
it's a clear way to see if someone's a smoker.
That's what's happened to the walls. Imagine what it's done to your lungs.
Yeah, but imagine what it's done to my brain. Oh, it's so good.
I never understood smoking. In fact, there was a guy I went to school with. This same guy I'm about to talk to. We've known each other since we were 7 or 8 years old, and then we ended up working together. And at the ripe old age of 26, he started smoking. I was like, you get through school. You get through school.
Yeah,
past the peer pressure.
14, 15.
Which is more understandable because, like...
Yeah, everyone does.
I didn't, but yeah.
All my mates, everyone in my group did. I was one of the last ones to start smoking, actually.
In your group?
My friend group.
You had a friend
Standing
group? How
behind
fancy?
Standing behind the bike sheds.
What's it like having friends?
I don't know, they didn't actually like me.
Actually, on the subject of that, that was, yeah, nobody from school keeps in touch with me either. No one of them like me, don't worry about it.
I have a friend that keeps in touch, fuck you.
Okay. Well, I was trying to relate to you then. To him. Oh, have I? Oh, yeah, of course they have. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, just on the subject of friends, 3 times in the past 2 weeks, I've been out socialising.
I still don't believe it. You said you were going to send me videos, and I've seen no video.
I was having too much fun to remember to send you videos.
Oh,
that's the thing.
I forgot. I was having too much. You were at home wanking, weren't you?
No, I was out playing snooker.
Wanking.
Snooker. Which is a very similar action with your wrists. But there's plenty of other men and a lot more balls involved.
Don't get snooker.
I don't get.
Mainly because I'm bad at it. It takes too long.
Yeah, it does take a long time when you're not good. Anyway,
see, I prefer pool because I can play a game and we have a decent amount of games. Like, that was good, and then go back to what we were doing, like in a pub. Yeah. The pool table. Then we'll play a game of pool or play a couple of games of pool. play a game of pool, have a break, go for a cigarette, have a chat, blah, 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 blah. Oh, let's have another game of pool sort of thing. But snooker, it's like, right, so I'm going to snooker. Well, we've been here for 14 days.
Well, because of the way the point scoring system works, it's so funny, right? Because we're absolutely, me and the lad who go, we're absolutely dreadful at it. It's just a good time. And because so it's like the red's worth 1 point, then you pot a colour, which gives you 2 or between 2 and 7 points. And then you get another red for 1 point. Then you build up your score by chaining it with colours. Because we can only pot a red and not a colour, we finish the game on like single-digit points. I think there was one game where
you got people doing 148 breaks and stuff, and you're
no.
7.
There was one game and it finished 55-47, but most of those points were fouls.
Oh god! I remember when I met first time I went to meet Tom Warpswell, has been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
With Little Nugs, who was on not last week, the week before. And another mate of ours. I picked Connor and the other guy up, and then we drove to Tom's. I'm not going to say locations, that's not fair. And I almost said the areas. But when we were there, we went to a working club sort of thing.
Yeah.
So like a social club, but a little bit more, less people on the table, more people drinking their life away.
Oh, nice.
We were chatting all that lot, and it was quite awkward at first. Whenever I don't know if you don't meet people, but whenever you meet gaming friends for the first time, you know each other inside out, but you've never met, so it's a really awkward conversation because you've been speaking for. Well, I was speaking to them for like 4 or 5 years before.
You've lost the video game to be the central topic.
You've lost that in between, yeah. Well, not only that, but like as you know, me and you, the amount of time we actually talk about games is very slim, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
We just talk about anything, but if we meet in person, that those normal conversations you get to get them flowing, we've already had.
Yeah, I suppose.
So it's like meeting an old friend you've never met before, so it's a really weird dynamic. Normally alcohol's involved to stimulate, because I've done it obviously multiple times now. And but we realised there was a snooker table. We thought, let's have a game of snooker and get a flow in, a bit of banter, all that lot to start the conversation. It took us so fucking long. By the time we finished, Ethan, the other guy that came with us, was so fucking pissed because he didn't drink that much, and he was just trying to keep up with the rest of us. No, I think me and Tom were just drinking normally because we're alcoholics. And Ethan, he only got drunk once in his life. So he was like, I'll keep up with them. And so we're finishing a pint. Does anyone else want another one? Oh yeah, Ethan's like, I'll have one. Next his pint, gets another one. And it was like 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the game. I was like, where's Ethan gone? He's outside throwing up.
God love him.
But then obviously that instantly got the conversation because we were laughing at Ethan.
Yeah.
We were looking after him. We were making sure he wasn't dying from it, but you're going to laugh at him at that point, aren't you?
Yeah.
The game of snooker got abandoned on about 30-30 because nobody potted a ball. It was all fouls.
And so it's funny when me and...
But if that had been a game of pool, we'd have finished the game of pool, had a couple of games of pool, and Ethan would have still passed out. But
when I went, the place we go, it's got snooker tables and pool tables. Quite a big... It's like,
is it a Riley's?
No. It's above an Iceland, though, so it's like quite a big thing. You know, it's like quite a lot of floor space. So there's like...
So mum's go to Iceland, dad's go play...
Yeah, I think it's the perfect deal, you know what I mean? You go do the shopping, it takes you that long to do it. We can finish a game of snooker in 2.5 hours.
Well, you can't.
No, actually, well, it takes us about 45 minutes to play a full frame of snooker. But me and...
It took us about 3 hours.
Me and Dave who go, there's pool tables as well, and when we went the first time, we had 2 frames of snooker and about 18 games of pool, but the 18 games of pool with the same time frame as the 2 games of snooker. But it's just a good laugh because you're just walking around the table chatting shit. Because we used to work together, and he'd left a year ago or something like that, and we hadn't really spoken other than just sending each other the odd meme. So it was like, it's a good activity to have something to do while you're catching up. And I never really appreciate the value, to be honest. I'm just a hermit, a grumpy old hermit. I don't appreciate the value.
You're admitting that socialising is good.
Okay, well, it's good in the right circumstances. So it turns out...
Yes, it is.
It turns out I will go and do things. I just have to be invited to the right thing. So if someone says, are you coming down the pub? No, sorry.
So if when I come up north, I said, do you want to go play pool? You'd come?
Probably, yeah.
Can I drink there?
Yes, you can, actually. It's a licensed bar, too.
Good, I can deal with you then.
Yeah. That's why you're drinking cider on Wednesdays, isn't it? I said you need to get through hump day, and you were like, nope, just got to survive 1 hour talking with Pete.
I've got a bottle of gin here as well, just in case we
get the strong stuff out.
Overtime. I've got pure IPA on the desk if we go that far.
Oh my God, right. Am I that much hard work?
Yes.
Okay, I can believe it. I just had to check. I don't know if I should be offended or not.
I still like Drunk Pete.
No, that was false news. That never happened.
That was quite funny.
You have no witnesses.
We had drunk Ewan the other day.
Oh, did you?
Or slightly tipsy Ewan. And anything suggested to him, he's like, yeah, go for it.
It's a normally level-headed team captain for Dota there. Just
If someone said, can we get a rapier? He'd go, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Get to.
Do we both just sigh at the same time? But
yes.
You know what? This has been the longest week to ever been a week long. So I normally work the early shifts.
Sorry, say that again?
The longest week to have ever been a week long.
Okay, I was just making sure that was correct.
Yeah, you can write it down. You can use that one. It's a good one. Right. So what?
I can't.
What's
I'm not allowed pens.
Well, yeah, you put them up your nose, and then there's the doctor's surgery.
Do you think my nose is where they go? You are mistaken.
Oh no, the imagination. Stop it.
Pee-hole.
Oh my God! Get the fuck out. Oh,
Sounding.
I've just been sick.
Yes, there's a word for that.
What?
Wake up to you!
Okay, right. I'm going to regain my
Wakes you
train
up
of
more than
thought
him.
now. Well, I need to at this point. Right, okay, so what happens is at work, normally I do 3 really early shifts and then 2 not so early shifts. But they're still early. And there was another lad who did the early shifts and finished off the week. But he's left now. He's got another job. So I've gone back to doing all the early shifts. And it's week 1. And I'm halfway through it, and I'm only on the days that, like, today would be my last day of early shifts anyway. And for some reason, my last normal early shift, it's just killed me twice as much as it did last week. I don't know what's going on, because at this point nothing's changed for my body. It's only Wednesday night. It's always Wednesday night. This is the same amount of hours and the same time frames that I would normally work, and I have died. I think it's just the thought of doing 2 more.
And the heat doesn't help.
No, the heat doesn't help, especially not for me. I live for like 10 degrees and less. That's Celsius for anybody confused.
No.
Yeah.
The correct measurement to measure temperature in.
Is it Finland
Kelvin.
where there's not enough sunlight?
Kelvin
so
is also accepted.
Kelvin, yeah, we'll accept Kelvin.
Yeah, there's quite a few, I believe, anyway, Scandinavian countries that have that, and you can, like, people have to take vitamin D supplements and all sorts because there's a shortage of vitamin D.
You are advertising the perfect place for me to live here.
You can also get vitamin D via vodka.
Okay, I wouldn't use that route. Vodka's horrible. Who's drinking vodka for fun?
It's great.
It's not great. No, okay, first of all, every story you told me about you being drunk from something like that has been absolutely horrible. And if I found myself in those situations, I would want to die. But it's because
the only stories I've got are stupid. I have normal stories as well, but they're not entertaining, so I don't tell you them.
Like when you drank vodka and did a Sudoku and then fell asleep in front of the fire?
Well, no, but there are stories where I've drunk vodka, come home and had a good night's sleep afterwards. And probably not a good night's sleep.
The end. And they all lived happily ever
after. The room was
after.
probably spinning a bit. But yeah, that's not. I'm not going to text you and say, "Hey, look, I had a nice night's sleep last night after having quite a few alcoholic beverages. I hope you're having a good day," and hang up on you.
I hope.
First
of all, I hope you don't call me ever. And second of all,
I've called you before.
Have you?
Yes, you were doing adult relations, which is why you were late for the stream.
Oh yeah.
On Factorio Friday.
I miss Factorio Friday. But at the same time, I don't miss Factorio Friday.
I've got a new game for us.
Oh, do tell.
It's called The Great Penguin Heist.
Okay, I am sold. No explanation, no spoilers, no links, no screenshots. I am sold. Now, hang on. One question: are we stealing penguins, or are we penguins that steal? Because both of you know what? Don't
penguins.
answer. Both is fine.
But it looks very much like Human Falls Flat style physics, but you haven't got the hand grabbing fit. It's just the ragdoll physics. But yeah, you got to steal things from other penguins.
It sounds fantastic. I am so on board. Hang on, let me write it down.
Well.
Is it? I'm looking it up. I'm excited now.
I believe it's called The Great Penguin Heist. It's something along those lines.
If it's not called that now, you are fired.
My fucking podcast.
Yeah, well, you'll be fired from your own podcast. How embarrassing was that? Oh my God, James, I love it already.
Is it called Great Penguin Heist? Is it?
Look at
the greatest penguin heist of all time.
He's got a jetpack with a rubber duck. This is ridiculous and I love it. Why are penguins on the beach? Why is he dressed like a chef? I have so many questions and I'm okay with all of them.
Why is it £11.39p?
For an early access stupid penguin game. I don't know, but it's perfect.
Have you seen the developer?
What?
If you're on Steam, look at the developer.
I've scrolled down. Where am I looking? Where does it say? Oh, okay. I see. That fish. That other fish.
What's a developer company?
Oh, hang on a second. Is one the publisher? Oh, no. Sorry. It's called That Fish, That Other Fish. That's fantastic company names. I'm on board with every aspect of this game.
So at some point, are we playing the Great Penguin Heist?
We're playing it right after the podcast, James. Actually, no, I wouldn't make you sit through another hour with me. I don't think I could manage another hour. Well, I'm going to. I don't know. I thought you'd go straight to bed, to be honest.
Am I not allowed to play Dota?
Well, as your father, I have decided that no. Could you imagine if that was like the plot twist, the big reveal of the podcast that I was actually your dad, and we just kept it secret from everyone?
Where is the milk?
What does that... Oh, I see. I've got a lot of explaining to do, and I'm sorry you had to raise yourself. This is kind of dark, actually.
It's like the conversation we were having before the podcast was quite dark as well, so...
well, yeah, true. There's a bit of a running theme, isn't there?
We were discussing wills.
We were discussing wills. Not Williams.
As in, when you pop your clogs, where your shit goes.
And not your fecal matter. Although that will have to eventually go somewhere.
Back to conversation, shit can be used in any sentence.
Yes, that's right.
But it can also be used in multiple ways, because you could say this podcast is shit.
So, well, yes, it is.
Or you could say this podcast is the shit. So it's good then.
Important question, James. In your will, how much are you leaving to me?
Square root of fuck all.
That's more than I expected.
I'm actually giving you negative £100. You have to pay my estate £100.
I think that's fair. I think that's the least I can do for, like, because I imagine by the time you pop your clogs, you'll have had many, many years of dealing with me. So
I've already had many, many years of dealing with you. I know,
well, unless you're planning on dying tomorrow, then there are more to come, aren't there?
I have worked out I have enough money to retire now.
If you die on Wednesday, which is today.
No, last Tuesday.
You don't have to pay back any loans at that point. Oops, a daisy.
What did you do?
I dropped a screw.
Did you drop the carrot?
There's no carrot anymore. It's gone.
You need to get a new carrot.
No, I've decided on
Send me your address.
No. What, right now?
I'm going to send you not right this second. I wouldn't dox yourself on the podcast. Send me after the podcast and I'm going to send you a carrot.
Just one individual carrot.
A plastic carrot.
A plastic carrot. Well, you know what? I've got, the Kevin the Carrot that Aldi did.
Yes.
I've got one of those. I'm going to get him down. I'm going to sit him on the desk. He's going to live on my desk.
Good.
And that will be forever in...
We do require pictures as proof.
Okay, I will do. I'll get a picture and I'll send it to you for the release of this podcast so you can put it on the YouTube video. So.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I fucking hate you.
What? So make a note. Hang on, I'm watching Discord and wait for the pop-up there.
Oh, I've got to move my hands.
Yeah, you've got to type a number. Keyboard. I could do it for you, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make you do the work.
And find the
work admin boy.
Channel.
This is your podcast. You have to do the work.
Putting up with you is the work.
I am basically a recurring guest on your talk show.
No, because we started a podcast together. This is why I do the editing and all this shit, which I moan about, and you go do the networking, which you also moan about.
I do, yes. I moan about everything, though, so I can't really promise I won't. Anyway, my idea, so it branches off from the carrot sitting on the desk, is I'm going to buy little plushies, and I'm going to sit them on the desk, and they're going to be named after all of our dear listeners and commenters.
I hope we hit like 1 million listeners one day, and you have to get 1 million plushies in your house.
Well... Okay, so if we end up with 1 million listeners, what I'll do is I'll lock it behind Patreon rewards, just so that I don't have to move out, so the plushies can move in.
And you can buy the plushies off Pete for the low price of $9.99.
But don't worry, that is all like $9.99. That's the number of M&Ms you have to send me. Which would probably actually work out quite expensive now I think about it.
And they all have to be the blue ones.
No, the orange are well nicer.
No, blue.
No, I don't like the blue ones. The blue.
Also, please send £100 for postage.
No, I'm gonna put a shelf up by the computer, and I'm gonna make little nameplates for them because I can get little nameplates. You know, for Warhammer figures, I can make little nameplates.
You can just get a label maker.
I could not doing that. It's going to be more ornate than that. I'm going to paint the names and stuff like that. And I've already got. I'm going to order my first one soon, as soon as I get paid, because I'm so poor. It's not.
Do I get one?
You'll have one. Don't worry. I don't know what it's going to be.
It's going to be a squirrel.
Probably. It'll have to be, won't it? Really. But I've got a little. I found a little pineapple I want to buy, and it has cheeks that glow. And it's going to be called Thessaly.
So you're getting Thessaly before me?
Yes.
I am disappointed.
But if I wasn't sent the picture of the absolutely delightful little glowing pineapple, then I wouldn't have decided to do this idea in the first place.
But I'm number one.
And then what we can do is more editing for you, James. So you're welcome. Is that when we say thanks for listening at the end, there'll be a picture of all the current listener plushies.
A little video.
Yeah.
Video tour.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, just a picture, just a static image. Thanks to our listeners, and then little nameplates. Like people put the Patreon subs up at the end of a screen. We won't have that. We'll have plushies with people's names on. I think that's cute. And
if you would like a plushie after you, I want to send it to Pete.
We'll have to open a PO box for this.
You'll have to open a PO box.
Oh no! I don't like where this is going now.
It's your idea and your shelf. There's no point having a joint PO box between the middle of us, because that'd be fucking Birmingham.
Which is no fun for either of us to get to. Actually, my dad lives near there. It's not in. He's like 30 minutes in one direction from there, but he can go pick it up, and then when he comes down once every couple of months, he can
get a PO box near you.
No, that's work I have to do.
Or get a mail redirection PO box, so they post it to London or whatever, and then they send it to you.
I could, I suppose.
But they cost more than a normal PO box.
Well, to be honest, I was just gonna every 2 months.
Dox yourself.
Yeah, no, every 2 months or so, I was just gonna browse the plushies on sale, because they're only they're a tenner each, so I can get one every now and then, and I'll just pick from the people who get back to us on Discord, the people who comment, the people who, maybe just a list of subscribers or something like that, people who talk about the podcast who will eventually get a plushie named after them. So
the term is interact
with, yes, interacting listeners, interactive listeners.
Also, apparently, most of our listeners are very good with their internet security, because their address and stuff isn't public domain on Google, that lot. Because apparently 100% of our subscribers that give out the geolocation are in India.
100? Wow, okay.
It's only 2 people. So 2 of our subscribers are India. Hi, Indian subscribers.
Yes, hello.
And yeah, they're the only 2 that give out geolocation. The rest of them don't. Including me and you, apparently. We have some level of internet security. It's probably an accident.
Well, I'm not even subscribed to our podcast, so that...
Oh, you fucking dick.
I don't need to be.
I'm subbed on 2 accounts.
Oh, okay, so we've got even less subscribers. You're not getting a plushie anymore, James. You're cheating.
I get 3 plushies. No, 2 plushies. I can't do math.
Why'd you get 3 plushies?
Well, no, I see 2 accounts. One is my account.
Yes.
And one is the Words from Mouths account, because you can subscribe to yourself.
You can sub to yourself? What the hell?
Yes, you can.
Alright, that's just cheating.
I don't think it counts, that one, though. I also don't know if it counts mine, because they're on a shared account, obviously.
Maybe it doesn't. You should unsubscribe and see what happens.
No.
It's
a 62 now. I don't know where we gained another one from.
Oh, well,
hello, new person.
Hello, new person. Welcome to the podcast. I mean, you have to have listened to 40 minutes of this podcast for us to welcome you, but, introduce yourself. Say hi in the comments. Don't really, if you don't want to. It's fine. Well, I wouldn't want to talk to us either.
Do it. Do it now.
I'm just knocking paints over on me. I've got paint on my desk still. Not painted for 3 months.
Do it or delete your Fortnite account.
Who has a Fortnite account? I have a Fortnite account. Oh no.
The challenge is what YouTuber did I steal that comment from?
James, I don't know. I've got wait, hang on.
That was a challenge for the subscribers. I knew you weren't going to know
I think I know this, but I'm not going to say it if it's a challenge. I'll tell you after the podcast.
I'm curious if you do. Go on, just tell me.
No, I'll tell you after the podcast. No, we're not spoiling.
No, hang on. Whoa. Viewers, comment now. We trust you, what you think it is, and then Pete's going to say the correct answer now.
No, I don't know. Sorry.
Say it.
I actually don't know.
Go on, say what you're going to say.
Who would it? I don't know.
You had an answer. Now you don't want to say it because you don't want to be wrong.
I don't want to say it because I didn't actually have an answer. I was trying to sound like I know things.
You're lying. So you lied to the listeners.
Yeah. I'm okay with this. No. There's no way of anybody verifying anything I've ever said on this podcast is true.
Find a white background, really zoom the camera in, over-saturize the hell out of it, and fake cry, and make your YouTube apology video.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll have to put my grey hoodie on as well.
Yeah, that works. Or a hood up as well, especially.
Hood up, yeah.
But make sure you got those tears and
make sure, yeah, no smiling, no intro, no plug into Patreon, no thank you.
Big sigh.
Yeah.
Look, guys.
And then I need to keep in the section of the video where I stop recording to make sure that people see that I've turned the recording off. It's like unedited footage.
It's not edited, yeah.
Yeah, unedited footage. Why this? I've only seen 2 apology videos. I don't know why. I think somebody sent them to me.
Loads. There are hundreds on YouTube. Right. This is a challenge for you people. Not a challenge, but this is what we're going to go through because it's something I noticed the other day and I realised it's absolutely insane, the numbers.
Okay.
It's the top 10 subbed YouTube accounts.
Oh my God, I have no idea. You want me to go through them?
Do you reckon you can name any of the top 10?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie is 4th.
I don't know anymore.
Right, number 10 is Vlad and Nikki. I don't know who they are.
Oh, I do know Vlad and Nikki are. They make kids content. Edward watches those.
This is a bit funny because some of them are brand channels, so they get a bit weird. But next is the Z Music Company, which is a brand channel. It's a Hindi music channel.
Okay.
Based in India. Then you have WWE, obviously wrestling, but again, brand channel. Then you have Like Nastia, Russian entertainer, 94.3 million subscribers. This is the big one. We're going to talk about the numbers. 94.3 million people.
Yeah. That's a hell of a crowd, isn't it?
The next is Kids Diana Show, which again is another brand channel. It's a Ukrainian kids thing. I think that's jumped recently as well because of the issues in Ukraine. Next, you're at Mr. Beast at 96.4 million. He was at like 30 million like 3 years ago. He's grown 60 million in 2-3 years.
Nice. Congratulations, Mr. Beast.
PewDiePie's next at 111 million. And then the next 3 are all brand channels. Set India, which I don't know what that is. Entertainment, sorry. Cocomelon.
What's Cocomelon the kids thing?
Yeah, at 135 million. And then T-Series at 217 million.
What's a T-Series?
That always comes with an asterisk for me. You know, for I believe this is I could be wrong on this, but for Western music, you have Justin Bieber Vivo. The reason I went Justin Bieber first is because I saw him on the list. I don't mind some Justin Bieber songs, but anyway. But you get Ed Sheeran, Vivo, and those sort of things.
Oh, right,
Vivo,
yeah,
the company that run the channels.
Yeah.
T-Series is like Vivo. But rather than having lots of different channels, they have one channel of all the things on. So if you like, generally, any Indian singers, you subscribe to T-Series.
Right, okay.
So
you think if Vivo
was
just one centralised channel, it would have more?
I think it would catch up, because for argument's sake, 14th is Justin Bieber on 68.9 million. Ed Sheeran's there at 51.8. Ariana Grande at another 50. Taylor Swift at 46. So it's like, if all those, obviously some are going to be shared. And I was going to say,
it doesn't exactly translate into a compounding effect.
It's not exact numbers, but I reckon it's probably like 30% from each one you can add on each time.
Maybe.
But yeah, it's just, you look at these numbers and like, so we'll go PewDiePie and Mr. Beast as the top 2 non-branded channels sort of thing. 111 and 96.4 million. I can remember when someone first got 1 million on YouTube and it was a big deal.
I don't remember that.
PewDiePie's over 100 million.
Do you spend a lot of time looking at the subscriber counts of big channels?
I really like Mr. Beast. I enjoy his videos, especially his like philanthropy side of it and all that lot. So I see his number just climbing and climbing and climbing. It makes you wonder how high is he on the list, sort of thing.
I've never seen a Mr. Beast video. I've never seen a PewDiePie video.
Granted, I've watched a couple. I'm not a fan.
In fact, the only channel on that list that I recognise and have seen is Vlad and Nikki. That's just because the kids put it on.
Yeah, well, I've heard of a couple of
Vlad and Nikki.
Like WWE.
It's annoying as hell, by the way.
They all are. Dude, perfect.
No, actually, you know what? It's annoying as hell, right? And I was taking the mick out of them because obviously it's just like it's for kids, you know what I mean? It just winds me up after seeing it for so long. I was taking the mick and I was acting like the people on there, and my son could not keep his eyes off me. He was absolutely enthralled. I was like, it actually works. What the hell is this?
He's more entertained by you pretending to be a TV show, internet show.
Yeah.
Than you being you.
Well, I was going to say, me being me isn't much, is it? It's just sort of blankly staring at a screen, occasionally tapping a keyboard. So
you're talking right now.
I am. Well, yeah, because you've given me a reason to talk. Because if I wasn't talking to you right now, I would be blankly staring at a screen, occasionally tapping a keyboard.
But I recently watched a documentary on Mr. Beast about how quick he's grown and all that lot. And he admits he broke the system. Because one of the things he's big for is giving money out. He gives money away.
And that makes him money, ironically.
Exactly. He worked out that he did all the other stuff he did. One of his first videos that went viral was he counted to 100,000 in a video. It's like 7 hours long it took him. And he literally sits and counts to 100,000, not sped up or anything like that.
Why would anybody do that?
I don't know, but it went viral and he got him famous on YouTube, so is it worth it? Maybe.
Alright, stay tuned for me singing 999 green bottles standing on a wall all in one video.
So that would probably do quite well, that's the thing.
I sang that at work on 2 Fridays ago.
Sing it while walking.
And it took me like 3.5 hours to get from 999 to 1. And everybody was really annoyed because it was obviously working in a kitchen. It's quite hot and stressful. And I was just me singing 555. I was singing it quite slow as well. 555 green bottles standing on the wall. My voice was wrecked by the end of it.
If you were starting at 99, why are you at 555?
I said 999.
Oh. Okay.
That's why it took 3.5 hours. If I started at 99, it probably took me about 45 minutes.
I assume you lost count a couple of times. I had to start again.
No, I didn't lose count even once. And now at the start, people were like finding it funny, like, you know, no way you'll keep that up. When I got to like 850, they were like, hang on a second, that's a lot of fucking bottles. And then when I got to like 400, they were like, this is really doing my head in. Please stop it. Like, there were people clocking out, leaving, finishing the shifts. People starting the shifts. They're like, what's going on? He's been at this since 999. And but when I got to 10,
everyone joined in at last one.
When I got to 10, everyone was clapping along and singing as well. 10 green bottles, sounding all the lads there jumping.
Uber drivers turning up like, is he still going?
Yeah, it was a real community spirit by the time we got to the end of it. But I could do it on video. Yeah, if you'd like to see that, let me know, and I'll waste my time.
But yeah, so we did that, count to 100,000, and then he got his first branded deal from that, sponsoring a video. So what he did is he took the money that they gave him, which was 10 grand, and he gave it to a homeless person. That video then became his most viewed video. On video, yeah, give it to a homeless person, all that lot. That then became his most viewed video, so he made money from the ads and the AdSense of that video and all that lot, and got a bigger brand deal from that, so he could give out more money on the next video, which then got bigger and got more views and more ads and all that lot, and got another big brand deal, so he could give out more money on the next video. And that's how he eventually gave away $1 million on one of his videos.
So
because he was just using the brand from the previous video.
Nobody could do that again now, though. It wouldn't work again.
No, exactly. It wouldn't work again.
He's done it the one and only time that it could be done.
People have tried to do serious and similar and all that lot, and they just get flacked and abused for copying Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
But one good thing is so it was during this interview. It was a really good thing, actually. It was like an hour long, proper, well-produced interview. It wasn't like a shitty YouTube one.
Was it on YouTube? Yes,
it was.
You know, some of the best produced content these days is on YouTube.
Well, this was also produced. This was produced by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Who's that?
Randomly, a famous actor.
I feel like I know the name.
The guy from Titanic.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Very famous actor.
Yeah, I know you're on about. Oh, Leo. You should have just said Leo.
But yeah, so it was really well produced, and they like I don't know what I was going to say. Oh yeah, they were asking him and stuff like, you see other YouTubers and all that, and they've got massive mansions and really flash cars and all the stupid hype beast clothes and all that lot, and a £700 pair of shoes. And he was like, so Jimmy, which is what Mr. Beast's real name is, why haven't you got all this stuff? And he's just like, I don't like it. When I first got big enough, he bought himself a Lamborghini. He was just like, I gave it away 3 days later because I just didn't like driving it. I much prefer driving I can't remember what it is, but his normal car. So he's got a nice house. It pretty much, I think it's like a Ford Taurus or something like that. It's just a standard SUV thing. It's literally nothing special. And I mean, he's got a nice house and all that lot, but it's not a mansion. It's just a good house sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he wears actually most of the time you see him, he's wearing his own merch, but
You might as well.
It's like he always wears like cheap Nike hats sort of thing. It's just like a generic Nike cap that people always wear because that's what he likes. He hasn't let the money make him a dick out of it like half of the fucking big people on YouTube.
God help us if you get money.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just going to spend it all on cars.
Yeah, that's what I mean. God help us if you get money. Just be driving around in your obnoxious, loud cars. Check out me and my automobile.
I probably wouldn't, actually. Driving around every day to the shops and stuff, I'd just take a normal car, which is what I'd want, because driving expensive flash cars every day is uncomfortable.
So why are they expensive and flash if they're uncomfortable?
Because they're fast and they look pretty. I guarantee if you ask Charlotte right now, she's got a pair of heels that she absolutely loves and loves to wear, but they hurt her feet.
Let me just confirm that. 1 second. Charles, question for you. Do you have a pair of heels in your wardrobe that you
I didn't say don't wear them, I said wears them still even though they're uncomfortable.
that she doesn't wear because they're uncomfortable?
But she loves them still and still has them.
Okay, that checks out. Carry on.
A lot of some women as well. I say a lot. That's true generation. But some women will have, like my ex used to have it. She had a pair of heels she absolutely adored. She'd wear them. Her feet would bleed by the time we got home. But she'd still wear them because they look pretty.
I can't get behind fashion over function.
Yeah, but the thing with the cars is, yes, they're uncomfortable, but they're uncomfortable to use every day. If you're using it in the right time and the right situation for it, they are very nice, which is what I'd want them for.
I would prefer something that's comfortable no matter the time or situation. So if by any chance I end up with money, you'll find me driving around a Ford Fiesta. Actually, no, I've already said
because that wouldn't be comfortable on a racetrack.
Well, I don't want to go on a racetrack. You see, that's
I do.
Yeah. Oh well, why?
So I want a car that goes on a racetrack.
You think a Ford Fiesta wouldn't be comfortable on a racetrack?
Yes. Because you'd be terrified screaming because it's sliding everywhere. It hasn't got the grip to be able to compete with other cars. There's nothing stopping you
just going 50 miles an hour around the racetrack.
There is actually. You'll probably get a black flag and told to come off for being a danger to other people on the track.
Oh, well, there you go. Your time's up.
Rules on the racetrack.
You got on the racetrack. You got told to get off, and it was comfortable. So checkmate. Actually, I say Ford Fiesta
and be fast.
I actually told you a few weeks ago what car I'd get if I had money, didn't I?
Can't remember what it was.
It wasn't anything fancy.
No, I know it wasn't. And then we looked at pictures of the Rolls Royce and you went, ooh, that's nice.
It was nice. It's a bit much, but it's nice.
Yeah. What was that? I can't remember.
Volvo XC90.
Yes. And I said that's not a bad choice, except they're expensive to run, but you've got money, so it's okay.
That's what I mean. Right now, I'm happy with what I've got. But if I had money and could afford to run it, then that's what I'd drive.
But if you remember when we had that conversation about the Rolls, we went through my list. Yes, there was a McLaren Senna in it, which is a ridiculous over-the-top hypercar.
I hate it so much. It's like a Hot Wheels car.
Oh, I remember you saying, yes, I did show you that it is. I love it. There would also be a Rolls Royce there, because I would like to get long distance and luxury when Manuel drives for me.
Manuel, of course. It's going to be me, isn't it? You're just going to call me Manuel.
Yeah.
I can already see it coming.
Go on then. Random one again for the listeners who know it. What TV show's Manuel from? Manuel! Do you know that one, Pete?
Of course I know that one.
Oh, thank God. Don't say that. That's an easy one, but you should know that one.
One of my favourite shows ever.
Anyone not British gets that, you get bonus points because it's a very British show.
It's a very British show.
So there was that. I'd probably get a Range Rover as well for putting the dogs and stuff in. Because there's nothing better than a Range Rover to put dogs and stuff in.
Do you even have dogs, or is that like an addendum?
I would have dogs because the only reason I don't have dogs is because I work too much to have dogs. If I have enough money to buy these cars, I don't need to work to have dogs. So I'll have dogs.
Oh God, the cat just went for me hand. Sorry.
Hello. And a Tesla, but then the other car I said was a Tesla, and that would be my everyday car.
Tesla. I would like an electric car actually, just to avoid petrol prices.
There is more to that list if people would like to know. Let me know. You probably don't care, but
in fact, if you'd like to know, press the Discord
we have a car
link.
channel in Discord.
There's a car channel that I have permanently muted, where James and Jay continually talk about cars. It is the most boring drivel that we've had to force out of the general chat channel because, my God, it goes on for hours.
Discussing
how
the
many
finer points of specialist Japanese cars.
James, how many words can there be said about the clutch? Like,
When we talk, oh yeah, it was last night we were talking about clutches, wasn't it?
yeah, for like an hour and a half. It's clutches. Like, for God's sake, man. I admittedly, I don't know how they work, and they're a marvel of engineering. But also,
I'm not 100% sure how they work. I know how they work. How it happens is a different story. It's like a jet engine. Air goes in, magic happens, and power comes out.
just
With a clutch,
fuck with the
spinny
laws of
goes
physics.
in, spinny goes out, and something happens in the middle.
That's where the little wizard mouse lives that makes the rest of it tick over, isn't it?
No, the conversation was, I have a puck clutch, which is extremely hard, heavy, and awkward to drive, which is good for race situations, but not good for everyday use. So when I come to change my clutch again, I will no longer put a puck clutch in.
That doesn't make any. I don't know what any of it means.
That's the point. You don't know what it means. A normal clutch is a big round disc. A puck clutch is like 3 separate pucks, rather than being a full ring of friction material. It's just chunks of it, which means it can snatch onto the flywheel better. But it means it snatches, which you don't want on the road. You don't have the smoothness.
I understood like 3 words there. One of them was smoothness, and the other one was snatch, and the other one was ah.
My clutch is snatchy. A normal clutch is smooth. I shouldn't have put snatchy clutch in. I should have put smooth clutch in.
What kind of clutch do I normally drive with, James? I don't.
Smooth.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know the difference.
You know when you put your foot up too quick and it jerks, sort of thing. You don't stall it, but it jerks.
Yes.
Mine does that every single fucking time because it's like snatching the clutch up.
Right. Okay. Oh, so yours has not got like a delay in it then?
No.
Right, okay.
Delay's bad. If you have a modern car, generally Vauxhall, Fiat, or you're American and have a delay clutch, buy an automatic if you can't use a clutch. Left foot is unable to do what it's supposed to do, buy an auto.
I've never really struggled with clutch stuff, other than like my first 2 driving lessons.
It's very different in the UK because we learn clutches from the ground up. All these ones with delayed clutches and all that lot.
It's for people who learned automatic and switched over.
No, not really, because if you do an test on an automatic, you're not allowed to drive a manual in the UK.
Well, is that the case in America?
You can have no, it's not. But in the UK, you can have an automatic on a license.
Okay, in America, you can pass automatic and drive manual.
I believe, don't quote me on that, I know it's different in different states.
I'd like someone to confirm that for me. Desley, I'm counting on you again.
But what was I going to say? I've forgotten already. Yeah, all these delay clutches that are coming in are for countries that aren't as prevalent in manual as the UK is.
Well,
so
you know what? There's that large rise of people just passing automatic over here. A few people at work have done it, and it makes me think like, how can you not use a clutch? It's not difficult.
No, it's not at all. My mum has an automatic on her license, and I don't understand it. It's not difficult to use a clutch, especially for some people that don't learn. If you've never used a clutch, they are complicated. Not complicated, but they're awkward to use. So the moment you use it, probably for maybe, say, 3 hours total, you get the hang of it very quickly, don't you?
Well, I suppose we did. I suppose it's unfair of us to just assume that it's universal.
Not everyone does, but generally in that time, clutch isn't the hard part of learning to drive. It's the stupid laws of the British road.
We must level the playing field here, James, and just reiterate to people that we're the people with 1,000 hours in Dota 2 and can't play it.
Yeah. But this is another one as well. My cousin's one of the examples. If you take more than 4 attempts to pass your driving test, you shouldn't be on the British roads.
I agree with this, actually. My old boss failed 15 times in the time I worked with him. There should be a hard limit. There should be a hard limit. If you cannot pass your test in that amount of times, you're not allowed to be on the road. It's different with the theory test, because like that's just regurgitating information. Sometimes you panic, sometimes you second guess yourself. Test conditions like that's awkward. A practical driving test,
it's like a 75% pass rate. It's not like you need to get every question right. There's a lot of leniency.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like if you've not got your notes
twice.
Congratulations! I don't know why you had to take it twice.
Motorbike.
Oh right, yeah, okay, that makes sense. But like, that's different because it's like test conditions, and some people don't perform well under test conditions like that. But when it comes to
that was my cousin's problem when it comes to the practical driving test. To be honest, he's a perfectly fine driver. He's the one I did my tour with.
There are plenty of people, plenty of perfectly capably smart individuals that I'm aware of that struggle to pass the theory test. That's fine because it's just awkward sometimes. However, failing your practical test more than 4 times, like you say, then you're the problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, so something could go wrong during the test. It's all about how you react to what happens, isn't it? But if you panic because you're a new driver, that happens. But after failing 4 times, unless there's a bloody good reason, like the examiner like punched you in the face while you all that, same examiner every time. But yeah, I agree, because you're then a danger to the roads.
Yeah. The other one I'm big on is we should have to do a retest every 10 years.
I don't want to pay for it every time.
Could you pass a driving test now?
Yeah.
You reckon you'd pass?
Yeah. I'm a very sensible driver.
I wouldn't pass.
No, I imagine you wouldn't. You're not allowed to do
You
burnouts on
do
your test.
I don't do burnouts. Tyres are too expensive.
That's a good point. So's petrol, actually. It's bad for both of those things.
So every single time you manoeuvre, you do mirror signal manoeuvre perfectly in
but
order?
if I was to take a test, I think I would.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. If you were to do a test now, do you reckon you'd pass, or would you need a little bit of refresher just to get the bad habits out?
I think I could.
All got bad habits.
I could for the is it like 45 minutes or something?
Do you always hold the steering wheel correctly?
No, but if I knew I was being tested, I think I'd be fine.
Thing is, I'd be fine for the first 10 minutes, then forget I'm being tested.
So you put the radio on and start just like taking your hands off the
start rolling a cigarette.
Oh no! Don't roll cigs and drive, kids, because you get tobacco everywhere.
It does.
That's not a nice way to end this.
Oh God, distracting message. Sorry, let me reply to this quickly. Yeah, I'm a professional podcaster. But yeah, I think we should have to retest every 10 years because it would keep people better. We have people that come to our work and the cars we park, granted they are parked close, it's not the easiest of states to reverse out of, but they're like, oh, I can't get my car, can you reverse it out? No. Well, we do obviously, but it's like, sorry, you can't reverse your car out.
I will fix this car that you cannot drive. You're welcome.
Yeah. And or sometimes we have to park them on the main road if we're busy and all that. Like we park them down the hip. It's like a 30-second walk, and the people are like, oh, it hurts my legs too much to walk that far. And I'm thinking, if you can't walk down to there, how can you confidently stamp on a brake in an emergency situation if you can't walk 100 metres down the road?
How do you park your car then go about your business?
Yeah.
If you can't do that. Oh dear me.
We get it all the time, and we're like, granted, it's different. I know some people are disabled, they think that a lot. They have hand controls, that's fine. But these are normal controlled cars, pre-pedals, ABC, all that lot. And they're like, yeah, the 100 metres is too far to walk, and can you get my car for me?
No, not happy with that. That's terrible.
Yeah, happens all the time. Generally, it's older people or overweight people or that sort of thing. But you're like,
I mean, older people, fair enough, but
they shouldn't be driving. If they can't walk 100 metres, there's no way you can confidently brake hard enough when you need to. Which is why we're getting, even these days, brakes are even more powerful than they used to be because they have to be.
Oh my God, brakes are, yeah, because when I switched from my nan's old car to a newer car, the difference in the brakes, my God.
Believe it or not, the brakes in your car have probably been turned down because they were too strong otherwise.
You reckon?
Yeah, most modern cars are. They
are really receptive. Really, really receptive brakes.
Mine are now. They weren't originally in my car.
Start braking 300 miles before you need to stop.
Yeah, a lot of money into my brakes and they now fucking work, thankfully.
Well,
fucking air conditioning's not working at the minute, is it?
Oh, we're still getting for the wrong time of year for that.
Well, the air conditioning is working. The little fan that blows it around isn't. So my dashboard gets really cold.
Just pressing your face against the dash.
It's okay on my legs because it sort of radiates down to my feet, but the fact that I have leather seats are 18 million degrees is why I kind of like it blowing at me.
Leather seats,
leather steering wheel, leather gear knob, leather. Everything is leather on my car.
Leather is the least comfortable material for a seat. I don't know why people like it. Like sofas, car seats, no way.
Mine are really nice when you're sat in it. When it's not 18 million degrees, because it's now these days 22-year-old leather. It's really supple and worn and all that lot.
Yeah,
But new, I wouldn't have liked it. I don't like leather. Alcantara is what you want.
What?
Alcantara is what you want on the seat.
What's that?
It's a type of material they use on seats.
Oh.
It's a cloth, or a fabric rather than a leather, but it's a really high quality, nice one. Oh, I love it.
I don't know. Soft. I'm fine with just like the cheap soft stuff that they throw on it. So thread count 2 million.
It's the sort of stuff that if you put your hand in the wrong direction, it all like stands up and you can see the patterns in it.
Oh no! That's going too far the other way. Then it's like bed sheets. So when bed sheets are like flannelly and fluffy. No. I like my fabric for my pajamas and my bed sheets. It's got to be like paper. So like, if you turn it over
Really
for 5
high
seconds,
polyester, really cheap council.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah,
I love that. I buy new bedding every like 6 weeks. Basically, I change my bedding and then get rid of it.
So
Which I know is extremely wasteful, but I love it when it's just like it's cardboard.
yeah. Well, do you know when you run your hand over paper, it makes that noise? I want my bedding to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I replace it every 6 months.
Yeah,
Every 6 weeks.
That's just perfect.
I change basically. I buy a set like every 6 weeks. I change it weekly, obviously. I hope most people do. And yeah, so it goes through like 2 washes and then it goes in the bin and I get another set. I've got like 3 sets at the end of in the little drawer at the end of my bed.
All right, so if anybody's in need of bedding that's slightly used, get in touch with James because I keep it for like 20 years.
I donate it to charity, but you're not allowed to.
Well,
they won't take used bedding, understandably.
What have you done with this? Why are you donating it?
Quite a lot of it we cut for rags at work.
All right, so it was a really weird point of conversation. Let us know what your favourite type of bedding is. And other than that, we're going to plug the socials now. By we, I mean James, because I've still not bothered to learn them.
Go on, learn one. Say one of them.
One of them. One of them.
You can't use the Discord.
Oh, fuck you. All right. At our mouths on Twitter.
What is it on TikTok?
I have no idea.
At our mouths.
Is it? I don't know the format. I didn't know it was at something. I don't know.
What's the email address? Because you set the email address up.
Oh my god. Words from our mouths at genericemail.com.
Gmail.
Oh, I suppose generic email and Gmail could be the same thing.
Google Mail.
No, I know it, but you see what I was getting. It's a Gmail.
So yes, Twitter at our mouths. It should be in the top left now of the video because we've got a little card button that says please click here or something similar. Because please click there and make sure you subscribe.
That's production quality.
Yeah, we've got an end screen now which shows the previous video, which for this one would have been Grumpy Old Gamers, which we actually really enjoyed making. It was one of our favourite ones to make, so go check that one out. And there's another button you can click to subscribe.
Oh, look at all the buttons. Press that one there. I can see you looking at
our
it.
Mouths, wordsfromourmouths at gmail.com. So join us on Discord, the link is below. There is our link tree there, which has the link to all of these. Go into all of them and join us and all that a lot. If you join the Discord, we have our Words from Mouths channel, meet us there. You'll talk to us in general as well. We are active as back on the Discord. It's ridiculous. We have no life.
Well, lives are overrated. But, just click a button. I can see, look, somebody just hovered the mouse over it. I felt it, like my pants vibrated or something like that.
They may not have appeared yet. They normally appear in the last 5 seconds, but they'll appear as soon as possible.
Did someone...
I don't know how to fix them properly.
What's the worst that can happen? You end up with listening to another hour of us talking shit. Go on, press 1. See what happens. Right, we're going now. We'll see you next week anyway.